Imagine standing in a laboratory surrounded by colorful liquids and strange powders. Each substance holds secrets, waiting to react, waiting to transform into something new. But what happens when the elements we rely on start disappearing? What happens when the world runs out of the very substances that drive innovation, technology, and progress? Stick with us because in this video, we're about to explore the hidden world of rare chemical elements and the mind-blowing effects their scarcity could have on our future. The chemical world is like an unseen engine running the world around us. Every element, every reaction plays a vital role in making sure that things work the way we expect them to. Whether it's in your smartphone, the medicines that save lives, or the clean energy technologies of tomorrow. But what if the supply of some of these elements were to start running out? Could the very foundation of modern science and technology crumble, or is there a way to fix the situation? Take a moment to think about the smartphone in your pocket. Have you ever wondered how it works? The tiny circuits, the touch screen, the powerful battery, all these rely on a handful of rare elements. Gallium, indium, and tungsten are just a few examples. These elements might be small, but their impact on the world is huge. Yet, many of them are becoming rarer by the day, and this could throw the world of technology into disarray. Let's look at indium, for example. This shiny metal is essential in the production of touchscreens, solar panels, and LEDs. But it's a rare element that's becoming more difficult to extract. As the demand for these technologies grows, the supply of indium simply can't keep up. If we lose access to it, it could cause a massive slowdown in tech development, especially in clean energy and electronic devices. But it's not just the technology world that could be affected. In medicine, rare elements like platinum are used in cancer treatment drugs. Platinum compounds are able to stop the growth of cancer cells, giving hope to millions of patients around the world. If these elements were to become too scarce, it could limit our ability to treat life-threatening diseases and leave us struggling for alternatives. Now, you may be wondering, why is this happening? Why are these elements disappearing? The simple answer is that we're running out of accessible natural resources. Some of these elements are so rare that they can only be found in specific regions of the Earth, and mining them can be both expensive and environmentally damaging. As demand for these elements increases, their supply becomes more limited, and prices soar. But the problem doesn't end with just limited availability. Some rare elements are difficult to recycle. For example, recycling certain metals like indium or gallium from old electronics is costly and technically challenging. This means that even though we're surrounded by these materials in our gadgets, we aren't able to fully recover them when the products are discarded. It's a wasteful cycle, and the consequences could be far-reaching. So what can we do to solve this issue? Well, scientists are already working on alternatives and finding new ways to conserve and recycle these precious elements. For example, researchers are exploring ways to make devices using less of these rare materials, or even creating new materials that can perform the same functions. In some cases, technology is advancing so fast that we're beginning to see the emergence of new materials with properties that were once thought to be impossible. In fact, some breakthrough experiments have already taken place. In a stunning discovery, researchers recently created a material that could replace rare earth elements in powerful magnets. This could change the entire landscape of electric vehicles and renewable energy generation, both of which rely heavily on these elements. If this technology becomes widespread, it could help ease the pressure on rare element resources and create a more sustainable future. But not all solutions are so simple. While science is making strides, we also need to think more deeply about how we use resources. Our world is dependent on these elements, but if we continue to use them carelessly, we could be setting ourselves up for even greater scarcity. We need to balance our need for technological progress with a mindful approach to conservation and recycling. But let's not forget about the larger picture. These rare elements are more than just a few ingredients in the products we use. They are symbols of a deeper connection between science, nature, and human innovation. Every time a chemical reaction occurs, it's a little miracle. A new substance is born, and with it, new possibilities. When we understand how these elements behave, we unlock the door to advancements that can change the world. Imagine the moment when two elements meet in a lab. One is inert, the other highly reactive. The result of their encounter is a burst of energy, a colorful explosion, or a shimmering new compound. This is the magic of chemistry. It's a dance of atoms and molecules, each one carrying its own potential. And when those elements are rare, it makes their reactions even more precious, like a rare gem discovered deep within the earth. In a laboratory, there's a sense of awe when scientists work with these elements. Each step in an experiment is a discovery, as they mix different chemicals and watch how they interact. For instance, when lithium reacts with water, it creates heat and hydrogen gas in a spectacular reaction. It's this kind of chemistry that has the potential to lead to breakthroughs in energy storage, helping us create batteries that can power the future. But what happens when these elements are no longer available? Can we still make the same incredible reactions and discoveries? The answer is not simple. While some elements may be irreplaceable, science has a knack for finding alternatives. We've seen this time and time again throughout history. From discovering new alloys to finding synthetic versions of rare elements, humanity has always found a way to adapt. One example is the search for new materials to replace silicon in computer chips. Silicon has been the backbone of electronics for decades, but scientists are now exploring the potential of materials like graphene, an incredibly strong and conductive substance that could revolutionize electronics. Though graphene isn't a replacement for every element, it shows that the future of science and technology may not depend on rare elements at all, but rather on our ability to innovate and find new solutions. But even with these advances, the loss of rare elements will still have consequences. Without access to elements like cobalt, which is used in batteries, or platinum in medical treatments, we could face limitations in key industries. This will require us to rethink the way we use and extract these elements. How can we make our technology more sustainable while still advancing at the pace we've grown accustomed to? Let's not forget that the scarcity of these elements also impacts our environment. The mining process for rare elements is often harmful to ecosystems and communities. Over the years, this has led to environmental degradation, including soil erosion and water contamination. If we don't start using these elements more wisely, we could be harming the planet that has given us everything we need to survive. However, there's hope. Scientists around the world are working together to create a more sustainable future. Through research and innovation, we're finding ways to use fewer rare elements, recycle more efficiently, and even create synthetic alternatives. But to make this work, we need to change the way we think about resources and consumption. Sustainability is no longer just an option. It's a necessity. In the end, the disappearing rare elements are a wake-up call. They remind us that the natural world is finite, and that we must be responsible stewards of the resources we have. Every time we learn something new about chemistry, every experiment we conduct, we're inching closer to a future where science and sustainability go hand in hand. The next great discovery could be just around the corner, waiting for the right mind to unlock its potential. So, as we look to the future, we have a choice. We can keep pushing the boundaries of science, using these rare elements to fuel progress, or we can learn to adapt and find new ways to build a more sustainable world. The journey is just beginning, and the next chapter of chemistry holds the key to a brighter, more innovative tomorrow. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare chemical elements, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment below. Let's keep exploring the mysteries of chemistry together.